Well, good evening, everybody. This Monday night. Yes, I am back. I am here. I have been going crazy. So I hope everyone's been having a great weekend. And so I've been all over the place. You guys are probably like, man, Scott, what the hell is going on? What are you doing? Well, this weekend, I was actually away with my wife. We missed our anniversary. She was away traveling last past week. So we took a few days just to spend some time with each other, because that's important. I mean, I love you guys, of course, but it's my wife and it's our anniversaries. And, you guys, you know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. So anyway, so that's kind of what was going on. And but a couple of things while I got you guys here. First off, who is here, by the way? Thank you for being here. And I hit that thumbs up if you don't mind, because this is not clickbait. I've got something that happened actually on Friday that, temporarily floored me. And I'm going to share it with you. But I want to make sure that we have everyone here. And we're going to talk a little about what's going on with Gala and, their play test that they had for the Walking Dead Empires. And we're just touching base, talking story. And if we want to cover anything else, we can absolutely certainly do that. But let me know you're here, and let's get to it. So, all right. So a couple things. One, before we dive in, if you are here and seeing the live stream, there is a link at the very top. That is actually a link to a Telegram channel that I started specifically for us. It's a free channel. It's a way for us to connect, communicate with each other in a way that's, on sort of getting us off of YouTube. So if you are interested in joining a free Telegram group, go ahead and click on the link, copy and paste the link in Telegram if you have it, and then the Crypto Dojo. It's pretty self-explanatory. You'll be able to see it. And this is actually the longer link. It's a public group. So if you want to go ahead, go over, join that group, and then we can have a really good dialogue, a good discussion. Another thing, so sometimes things happen in my live streams where it stops recording, it stops streaming, and it's sort of like it cuts us off dead. If that happens, I will restart and reboot my YouTube live stream. But again, if you are part of the Telegram channel, our Crypto Dojo Telegram channel, I will let you know. I'll go over and say, hey guys, we got booted off for whatever reason. I'm getting ready. We're gonna jump back on. Maybe I'll send the link. So I can't stress enough. Let's have a way to communicate with one another outside of YouTube. So join that Telegram group, all right? And if for some reason I get booted off, I'm going to jump back on again. So just to give you guys a heads up. So let's get talking about Gala. All right, so here this is. So on Friday, and I don't know how it happened. I really don't. My Gala account got hacked. Yes, it did. It got hacked. And I had... what's coming next, guys. I had quite a bit of Gala on my account, on my Gala account, and it is gone. So I don't know how, and I really don't know how it happened. I didn't give out any of my seed phrases. I didn't give out my transfer code. So I don't know what the hell happened. But my Gala, other than 175 that I had in a playtest treasure chest, was gone. So that's where it was. It was in my wallet, actually. And they stole my ETH. They stole my ETH to be able to transfer it within like seconds. So I don't know how that happened. The only thing I can think of is I was setting up my wife's PC behind me that I'm converting into my own, and I logged in to my Gala account just like I normally did, and then all of a sudden I realized, wait a minute, there's nothing here. So that's what happened. So basically I didn't lose as much as a lot of people have, but I still lost some. And you know what though? It is what it is. No sense crying over spilt crypto, especially when people with FTX lost hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, and maybe millions of their life savings. So I'm not going to complain about, $800 or $900 worth of Gala. So wanted to share that with you, that no one is exempt. We all have to be diligent. We all have to be careful. And I sent a ticket to Gala, and it's what are they going to do, right? It is what it is. It happened. There we go. So anyway, wanted to share that with you. I could have went through this not saying anything, but I like being transparent and letting everyone know what's going on. So now I get the opportunity. But you know what? There's an opportunity for every problem. There's an opportunity. That's the way I look at it. It's the way I've always looked at it. There was a reason for this to happen. I don't know what it is yet, but there was a reason for it. So I was upset for probably about an hour, and then I just you know what? It is what it is. It's gone. I was able to see the transfer and where it came from, where it went to, all that kind of stuff. You know what would be really cool though is if we had the technology where, as I say, for example, something was accidentally transferred out, you have a certain time limit where you could transfer it back. Like if you recognize, hey, wait a minute, my crypto's gone, I'm able to trace where it went to, I can go back in and reverse it within, 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it is. That would be a cool technology to have. Who knows? Maybe we'll have something like that one day. I have no idea. But wanted to share that, guys, with you, and I kind of wear my heart on my sleeve. So there we go. That's it. So I'm going to be keeping you guys updated on how my resurgence, but I have 175 Gala. So I'm okay. I'm good. You know what I mean? I just going to have to go through and change everything on my Gala account. So, but whatever, it is what it is. So, now that we got that out of the way, now what I want to do with you guys is I want to start talking about, as you know, Gala had a playtest for the Walking Dead Empires, right? And so I have, partially what I was doing is setting up, my wife had an old PC, an old Dell that she wasn't using, and that I have a Mac, and I primarily use this for a few different things, for a lot of work stuff. So I don't really have it for gaming. So I wanted to have a PC, and the one that that I'm using from my wife's old one still functions. It still works. So I was cleaning it out and got it set up, and I was able to. I was sort of able to play the Walking Dead Empires on my Mac, but it was really frustrating. It was really clunky, really sluggish. Just wasn't quite working for me. So I switched over to, and I was going to record. I was actually going to do a record of me playing the game, but on my Mac, it would just frustrated everybody because of the fact of it being so disjointed. It booted me out. It would take forever to move. It was very, very delayed, very clunky. I'm not sure if anyone here has played the new playtest of the Walking Dead Empires. If you have, let me know. Let me know. Post in the chat right now. Let me know if you did or not. So I went on a couple of times onto. It's over now. It ended. I went on a few times. I got it set up on my wife's PC, which actually worked a lot better. And I really like the game. I think it's a really good game. Once they still work out. Now, again, I'm not sure, again, comparing it to everyone else, like how clunky it is or how the gameplay is for you guys. I was in the first play test, which I thought was really cool and really neat. This one I didn't get a chance to play as much because, again, my wife and I were gone for pretty much the majority of the weekend. And so by the time I got back last night, and I just didn't want to deal with it. I jumped on for a few minutes, but that was pretty much it. So we have that play test going on, or that ended. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. Now, this was their beta. So I think there's no exact time frame for when Walking Dead Empires is going to be publicly released. This was a public play test, by the way. I'm thinking probably more towards the end of this year. That's what I've heard a few people say. So I think maybe towards the end of this year we'll see a Walking Dead Empires live version played. We need some games out. We really, Gala needs some games to be playable for people. It's tough because an average Web 2 game, a AAA Web 2 game, takes 4 or 5 years to build. So we are asking, we're asking these guys to get these things out, get them playable, but I think it's really important that they do, and these games got to be rock solid. Now I'm just looking over, and Themer 10 is asking me, what is my realistic Gala price prediction for Bull Run? That's a good question. You know what? A lot of it's going to depend on what games they have out, how those games are functioning. What is the ease of being able to play. So it's really going to depend. But if you were to ask me in this next bull run where Gala could go, 50 cents, I think. That's my gut telling me that. I think it could reach up to 50 cents. Understand that we took a huge hit this year. Circulating supply got changed drastically. And then we had the V2 upgrade. So what'll really help is if once Coinbase relists Gala and they convert everyone who had V1 to V2, that'll give it a good charge. But a lot of it's going to be having these games, because there's a lot of gaming platforms, guys, out there. A lot of Web3 gaming platforms out there now that are really, I think, developing some kick-ass games. So Gala really going to need to step up and make sure that they're getting these games out there and they're solid and the economy is correct, that it's sustainable for people to come and play. We play game. Now, remember, there's a difference. If you're playing for fun versus playing for money or playing to own something. Let's say I'm playing poker, all right? Poker to go. And I got $10,000. I really don't care. I'm going to maybe make bets and call hands and raise hands that I probably wouldn't if I had money riding on it. It's a different mindset because now you're taking it more serious. You're more focused on, it's either like a play to earn or play to own or whatever, as opposed to just playing to play and hope you don't get killed. People take leaderboards very seriously too. I've got to be up here in the top 2 or 3 or the number 1 in the leaderboard and that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of that going on. But if you're to ask me, and you did, and I don't have any crystal ball or any kind of clairvoyance where I could tell ahead of time, I would say probably maybe 50 cents, maybe right now. There needs to be some things to happen to make it more viable. John, what are you waiting for? Games to be playable? I'm going to be honest with you. So a few things. This, you get everything here. I'm not a big fan of Townstar. I'm really not. I think it's boring. I'm not going to play that game, to be honest. I've played it before. I have. I found myself being like, all right, go over here, get some wheat. Go over here, to me that doesn't, I'm a Call of Duty guy. I'm a modern warfare kind of guy. That's what I'm into, right? I'm in like, Uncharted games, where you're really, like Red Dead Redemption or, oh God, it's driving me crazy, but there's just a few games that I really, really enjoyed. Yeah. Okay. Oh, for Coinbase to relist. Yeah. So those are games that I'm excited about. I'm not really, a lot of people love spider tanks. I'm okay. I'm all right with it. But card games, match games really don't do much for me. We also know that there's like in LA was like a Comic-Con where Gala was at. And they're having this sale, or they were having the sale for Meow Match, where you can buy a cat NFT for like $10 all the way up to $150 and that kind of stuff. And I'm not doing it. I'm not going to put money into a mobile game. I'm just not doing it. I'm not going to put $150 into a cat on a mobile game. I would rather take that $150 and put it into a crypto, to be honest with you. That is just me. That's just my thought process, how I look at it. I think NFTs can be way overpriced with not enough utility, and that's just my thoughts. I'm going to say this, that Gala is an amazing platform. But don't forget, it's okay to invest in other gaming platforms. You don't have to be all aped into one particular, like XLM versus XRP. Which one? Do both. XLM is coming up, man. They were up like 40% when XRP got it. I mean, I'm a big, if you look back, I did one of my earliest videos was of Stellar. Back in early 2022, I think. So you don't have to be fiercely loyal, or it's not like you're cheating on Gala if you're going to go with, another game, okay? Sandbox or, whatever it is, okay? Doesn't matter, all right? If you feel it's also diversifying. If you feel that it's the right thing for you, do it. Certain things I look for when getting involved in a crypto project, what's the circulating supply? If it's in the quadrillions or the trillions, I used to do that. There were projects where I would do that. I'm not doing it anymore because the market cap, you get people how much to $1. Are you kidding me? There's like 25 quadrillion tokens. It's like 5 zeros 1, and you want it to get to $1? You know the market cap for something like that, what it'd have to be? It's astronomical. It's like unrealistic. And we got to have expectations. I think when we're investing into crypto projects, we really need to make sure that we have realistic expectations of what these projects can actually be. Now, I'm talking about this first bull run. This next bull run, I feel, and I've heard this from others, is going to be massive. Okay, it's going to be just awesome of what's going to happen. Market caps are going to go crazy. Games are going to go off the chain. I mean, it's just really going to be insane. So think about that when you're investing. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know this. I'm going to do another plug, but I've recently been brought on board. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of the Crypto Recruiters. So the Crypto Recruiters is basically Rainmaker is the #1 crypto recruiting firm in the United States. So basically I've been brought on board as a Web3 relationship manager. So what I do is I help find companies, crypto and Web3 based, that are looking for talent, and vice versa, to get into these roles. And I do a lot of stuff during the day Don't worry. I mean, I haven't done a video in a week or a week and a half. You're probably thinking, no, I'm going to do a video in the next couple of days. Don't worry. I've just been trying to get my sea legs. But what I'm saying by this is I was on a LinkedIn audio conference on Friday. It was all about Web3 gaming. And there was really some interesting points that were brought up that I think that need to be mentioned. When we're talking Web3 gaming, we are basically transitioning from Web 2, like PlayStation, Xbox, whatever, to now games are on the blockchain. And what does it take for these games to be successful? A lot of them, and some of these are game developers in themselves, are looking for games that are going to be easy to set up and navigate and play. If you are a casual gamer, who wants to go, now you got to go ahead and create a wallet. Now you got to connect your wallet. Now you got to do all these seed phrases. Now you got to do this. That's not going to make Web3 games the ability to have mass adoption, in my view, from a casual gamer standpoint. And for anyone, I mean, we need to make games that are, Web3 gaming companies need to make games that are going to be fun first. All right? I mean, seriously, for you or I have little time as it is. So if I'm going to jump on a game, I want to enjoy it. I'm not there to make money from it, because that's another myth that we need to dispel, is that where we are now, like if you're in the United States or if you're in like a first world country, right now anyway, playing games is not going to change your life. It's really not. Maybe if you're in Africa and you're in a third world country and then maybe, okay, if that's all you do and you're you're the top 1%. But we have to dispel this notion that we're going to get rich by playing games. Right now, as it stands, that's not going to happen. So we need to create our expectations that are realistic. Having games that are fun, that are easy to play, that have a sustainable economy. And this has been one of the biggest critiques of Gala. Has been, hey, you're going to get the good from me. You're going to get what people are saying. And I've said it too. Why doesn't Gala with their games only use Gala as an in-game token? Why do you need Silk? Why do you need Ethereum? Why do you need this? Why do you need that? Like, each game has its own token. That's been an issue for a lot of people. Right? To me, it still doesn't make sense why you can't just use the Gala token for all the games. What that would do, at least in my mind, if you're a developer and you're watching this, by the way, chime in, let me know. If you're a developer and you are, and if you have something, a little bit of insight that I don't, let me know. But I would think if I said, okay, we've got 7 games that are all playable, Gala is going to be that in-game token. Look at the utility you just created. Okay? Then you can always cash out. I mean, that would be killer. Or have the ability to take whatever in-game token is, like say Silk for example, and maybe you can from Spider Tanks, you could cash that out and convert it into Gala. Or you can convert it into fiat and withdraw it. Or you can do whatever you want to with it. Or keep it back into the game. That, I think, would be an amazing use case for the Gala token. Would give it a lot more robustness. I mean, I think Gala token needs to have more utility, more use case. and maybe some way we need to drop this circulating supply down from this 21 billion. We need to get that out of there. When it was at 7 billion tokens, people were like, I did it. I was like $1, $1.25, $1.50 the next bull run. I don't believe that anymore. Not at all. The max was 84 cents, I believe. Right? The all-time high for Gala was 84 cents. It's going to take a couple of bull cycles for us to get there, I think. But I could be wrong. But I'm just saying, with the amount of circulating supply and stuff that's going on, and they don't have any games. These guys, Gala needs to get games by the end of this year. They need to have games playable. They need to bring more web AAA game platforms. They need to entice these Web 2 game developers to come over, right? Because what's going to happen, and I think we're starting to see this already, is you're seeing these legacy games, these state PlayStations, these Sonys, these Xboxes. They're going to start implementing Web 3 blockchain into their games. These guys are masters at developing just like phenomenally killer games. So there's going to be competition for sure. It's not going to be easy. Web 3 not just going to come in and steamroll over Web 2. It's not happening because most Web 3 games suck. So I think, and this is just my opinion, I think Gala is leveraged to be awesome. They need to get some of these games operational and get them out and get them playable as soon as they can to take advantage of this next bull cycle. So that's just my opinion. So I'm going to take a breather. Does anyone have any questions? And let me know who's here. If you are new to our channel, if you are new to our live stream, welcome. Thank you for being here. It's so grateful, and I'm glad that you're here because it's you guys that make this channel grow. It's not me, it's you guys. And I appreciate you guys all very, very much for supporting our channel and being a part of our family. Hey, Craig. Is this your first time here? We have Craig joining us. Let me know if this is your first time here, my friend. It's nice when we get people coming in for the first time. Let me your thoughts on Web3 gaming. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, you got the Meow Match thing happening. You've got the playtest just ended. I mean, Gala's doing a lot of different stuff, but so Craig, I'm going to pop you up here so people can see it. Command and Conquer, played today for over 25 years in Red Alert first. Yeah. We all think that we're all in it together. There's competition in this Web3 space. Okay, now the crypto community is a small community, relatively speaking, but people want to come out there and kick ass and dominate. Now, you better believe that, Gala is going to be like, all right, we want to jam. Well, I appreciate you being here, man. I really do. The other thing that I'd like to see happen with the Web3 games is more decentralization. I'd like to be able to have some of these games have input by us, not just a central group of developers. You have these five oh my God, can I speak today? 5 developers, and everything is created by them, as opposed to taking input from everyone who plays, like top gamers, people who, hey, let's maybe take this piece from this game and put it in over here. Maybe let's take this element and do that. I would like to see more decentralization of games That also will help, I think, create a little bit more distance between the gaming platform and the SEC. You know what I'm saying? Even though things are on our side right now, it doesn't matter. I think we still, having decentralization, I think, can only be a good thing. I really do. So that's another one of the areas that I'd like to see happen. And my biggest pet peeve of all, if you've watched this channel and you've seen my live streams, you know that I really have a problem with NFTs being exorbitantly priced. 175,000 Gala for a friggin' NFT. $1 million Gala for an NFT. Think of it that way. How much is one Gala right now? Like 2.5 cents? Do the math. I'm sorry, there is no friggin' way I'm spending $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on a friggin' NFT, on a picture. I don't, for any kind of a game, it's not happening. Okay? For me anyway. I think for most people, it's going to be the same way, because who can afford it? If you are a casual game, now I know the argument is, well, you don't have to have NFTs to play the game. I get it. But now if you're in an open world and things are going on, the people with NFTs are going to like destroy those who don't. Because they're aping in, they've had the money, they put it in there, unless you have two separate parallel games. One for those who have NFTs who can go in and do what they need to do together, and then also have a game that's free. You don't have to have NFTs, you can just go in there and play. Couple of my favorite games, I'll be honest with you, and this is old school. Doom. That game scared the shit out of me, man, when I play it. You put the earphones on and it's dark and creepy in that ambiance. That, my friends, was a cool game. I don't care. I'd play that today. And then also, we're really going back. We're going back to Diablo on my Mac. My brother and I used to play that. He was in Vermont, I was in Hawaii, we'd still play it. That was a fun game. That's kind of what The Walking Dead Empires reminds me of a little bit. Is Doom, not Doom, Diablo. Fun game, great game. Was see poster Dune. I mean, there's all kinds of games. I mean, depending on what generation you come from. Look, I play games as a way to decompress. Right now, that game that I decompress with, if I got 5 or 10 minutes, I'm just chilling, I'm taking a break from my computer, honestly, is Meow Match. And I'm not the hugest fan of Match 3 games, but I like the game. Now, I will say this, though. Mobile games are going to be king. So, Craig, John, you're watching, whoever is watching, I think at some point, mobile games are going to take over. Now, the more I think about it, I did the play test for Eternal Paradox. And at first I was like, man, how the hell does this game work? This and then the other thing. But the more I would play it, I'm like, the graphics are amazing. Once you figure it out, that's another thing. I think for the casual gamer, they don't have intuition enough to know how this game works. They haven't played enough. They don't know. So you need to have like tutorials to teach people, this is what you do, this is what you can get, this is what the end result is. Yeah, and that's fine. PC's king, absolutely. I think you get a better experience from it, for sure. But what I'm saying is that if you're just hanging out, like you're at a doctor's office or something like that, and you're waiting, here it comes. my gratuitous yawn of the night, then why not? You can maybe have them linked. Have the PC version linked to the mobile version. That would be cool too. So whatever you played on the mobile, when you got home and you jumped on your PC, then it would take over. Or if you didn't have access to your PC, you're traveling, you're doing whatever, you could play that game, whatever, on your phone, right? Then you get back home and you can just jump right in to your PC. So that would be neat. So now I'm just sort of like, okay. So that's just kind of my thoughts on that. So Craig is talking about Brave browser. So by the way, I'm a Brave ambassador. All right, so I go and I talk about Brave and whatever. Brave is the only web browser that I use. It's the only one I feel safe with, which is kind of funky because when I lost my Gala this past weekend, I was not using Brave. I was on setting up my wife's PC, and I was trying to set up log into my Gala account. Anyway, we won't go there, but Brave really is the only browser that I use. So that's great. Yeah. So Craig, by the way, I'm going to ask, because I like how you've been kind of interacting and responding. Are you a subscriber to the channel? If you're not, I need you to go ahead and hit that, because you're going to be notified of when I do videos, my live streams, all that stuff. So I've really been thinking, and speaking of live streams, I've been thinking about this, guys, and I know that I've been kind of going back and forth. But my goal is to really try to create as much of a consistency as I can without overloading myself. So I was doing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I was doing 5 nights a week. I'm going to start only doing Monday through Thursday. So that way it gives me a chance to kind of have a little bit of the weekend, because I'd rather give you a one less live stream and hopefully have the other 4 be better than add additional live streams, and then I'm like, my energy's down. It's like, whatever. So that's kind of what I'm going to be thinking. But what I need to know is, I want to know who else is here. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Yeah. So Monday through Thursdays are from 7:30 until whenever we end. That's when I do our live streams. And again, I kind of go all over the place. I start off with a main topic, and then it just shifts. And depending on what's get brought up or what we talk about, now it may seem like I'm slamming Gala. I'm not. Okay, I'm really not. I'm actually saying this with the hopes that people that are listening, because this is what I've heard a lot of people say. It's what they have a big issue with. Now the NFT, that's my big pet peeve. Too much, right? Now I understand gaming platforms need to make money. They need to sustain themselves. They need to pay developers. They need to pay for the infrastructure and everything that they need to get everything happening. But you also need to, I think, set an economy that's honorable, that's has integrity, that's not, going to milk your players. I hate using the word users. Users to me is what, if you're addicted to drugs, right? Oh, you're a user. Screw that. I'm not a user. I like playing games. Right? So in my mind, when I think of that, it's like I'm not on drugs, right? Playing games is fun if I have the time. If not, I don't. And the cool thing is you don't have to be like this massive gamer to be a part of the Web3 gaming experience. You don't. You need to pay attention. You need to keep track of what's going on, But I don't think it's necessary. I think it's important that maybe you play and you know a little bit about what's going on, but I don't think you need to live, breathe, and sleep on your computer to be a part of the Web3 gaming space. That's just my view. EA. Yeah, you got something in your craw, Craig. Well, we all have it. I'm sure we all have that one thing that's sort of like, man, this drives me crazy, right? Which I'm curious to find out what that is for you. What is that for you? And by the way, who else is here? Craig is just like slamming away over here, which is great. But you didn't answer my question. Have you subscribed to the channel, Craig? That's the answer. That's the question that I'm asking. Because if not, you got to do it. Let me know when you do it. I'm going to wait for you. Hit that subscribe button, man. I'm going to wait. And if you're watching here too, hit that. See, this is the martial arts teacher in me coming out. Hit that subscribe button. Become part of our family, because you're not a subscriber. Right? It's the same as being like a user. Ugh. A subscriber is generic. It's impersonal. Right? You're a subscriber. You guys are part of our extended family. Everyone who subscribes. Oh, dude. Well, okay. Well, great. Well, you know what then? Well, I'm going to do this anyway, Craig. Months ago. Where the hell you been, man? I haven't seen you in a long time in here. My wonderful short-term memory. So anyway, we're all a big family here. Again, if you're just coming in, if you go right up to the top of the chat, you're going to see a link. That link will take you, actually, that link is going to take you to a Telegram channel that I've started, because I want us to be able to have the ability to connect off of YouTube. YouTube is great. Love the platform. It does so much. But I want us to be able to have a dialogue off of YouTube. Right? Off of YouTube. So join that free Telegram channel. I'm there. It's just a great way for us to communicate. Yeah, right, John? That's it. You don't have to be a massive gamer, right? If you believe in something, and you believe what it can do, that's all you need. That's really all. It's nice to have an understanding of how the games are, but it's not a prerequisite, right? I'm sure, like, if you are like a massive, like if you have a company and you're invested in, 100 different stocks, you depending on who you are, you may or may not know all the inner workings of those stocks. Now, I would, because I don't want to invest in anything that I don't know what it is. But I'm just saying, you don't have to know the ins and outs 100% in order to, be a part of that project. Yeah. So, again, a lot of things going on in crypto space right now. We've got Twitter, which is no longer Twitter now. It's known as X. PokerGo I like. Townstar I don't. Not for just the economy, but just for like the game. It's a little too slow for me. I like poker, so PokerGo plays a fun game. I like doing that. But it's interesting now that Twitter is going to be known as X. And, it's funny. I read an article today where it says, Twitter and Threads, it's us that lose. If you think of it, that's right. Elon Musk is going to win because he's getting everyone. Then you've got Mark Zuckerberg. Those guys are the winners. It's us that we lose. We're giving up our data. We're giving up our information. We're giving up our privacy to maybe be part of some of these social platforms. That's why I'm hoping when Gala comes out with Rep and that's launched, that will be more decentralized, and we won't have to, worry about everything being, especially from Zuckerberg, right? We know Facebook and Meta just drains your data and your information. I'm not a big fan of Facebook anyway. So, I hope that when Gala comes out with Rep, it's going to be so much better. I get what you mean, right? I get what you mean. And it doesn't. Money doesn't buy you brains. It buys you people who have brains, right? You don't have to be, you don't have to be the smartest guy in the room. You just have to hire the smartest guys in the room, right? And know that. So unfortunately, see, I was gonna go a little political, and I stopped myself. I mean, really, who wants to talk about allowing cocaine in the White House? Whoops. Did I say that? Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to say that. Anyway, so a lot of things going on in Web3, a lot of things going on in crypto. So now is the time. If you have questions, we'd love to answer anything that you have. I love that you guys are hitting that like button. I really appreciate you guys. So now is the time to... I'm going to open it up to the floor, let you guys have a chance to ask questions. Could be anything about anything. And I wish I had some water in here. And I will have a YouTube video coming out in the next day or two, guys. So be patient. There's ones a-coming. Nice. We got 5 people here and 5 thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Alright, guys, I just wanted to jump on and share with you what's going on now. As I'm talking, feel free to ask a question. I've had plenty of times where I've actually been about ready to sign off and someone will ask a question and we'll go for another 20 minutes. So go ahead and type that in. So guys, I am hoping that you guys have a really good evening. Thank you for being a part of our channel. Thank you for being a part of our family. Go and join Telegraph. It's free. You're not going to get spammed. It's me, all right? There's no moderators. It's just me and you guys. So click on that link. Go, and it's free. Go to Telegram. Download the Telegram app on your computer or on your phone or both. And let's connect over there, guys. So once you do that, go over there. I'm going to go, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go over to Telegram after I'm done with this live stream. I want to see who's going to be the first person that leaves me a message. So guys, have a great night. Thank you guys for coming. And if you don't see it again, if you're like, where is this? I can't see it. Go to our community tab. That's like our community bulletin board. The link is right there. Click on the link. It'll take you over. And I want to see you guys over there. I'm heading over right now. So guys, have a great night. And I will see you tomorrow at 7:30. And remember, here at the Crypto Dojo, crypto never sleeps.